Say it with me. Thank you, Al Heyman. Come on, repeat after me. Come on, don't stutter. Thank you, Al Heyman. Spit it out, Heyman. Come on, haters. Thank you, PBC. Come on, say it with me. Thank you, PBC. March 30th, ladies and gentlemen. Yesterday, they announced that Tim Tszyu going to be facing Keith one-time Thurman. And of course, there's PBC haters for whatever reason, you know what I'm saying? I don't want to pay for the pay-per-view. This ain't a pay-per-view fight. This ain't a pay-per-view fight. Why does Al Heyman always have to put pay-per-view fight? Always giving us the fight that we don't ask for. Yo no quiero pagar. Yo no quiero pagar. Yo no quiero pagar. ¿Por qué Al Jamón pon eso pay-per-view? Yo no tengo dinero. I don't have money. Man, your income tax gonna come this month. Shut up. You're gonna be having money in your pocket. Alright? Ladies and gentlemen, the co-main event. Rolly versus Pitbull Cruz. Huh? Isn't it Tim Tszyu an exciting fighter? Yes. Keith Thurman, he's an exciting fighter as well. You know that. Yes, he's exciting. Can you imagine the main event? Oh man, they're gonna throw down. And the co-main event. Isn't Rolly an exciting offensive fighter? And we all know Pitbull Cruz is an exciting man. Yo, this will be an entertaining event. Co-main event and main event. And you motherfuckers are still bitching. Really. You know what it is in this community? Y'all just want to hate Al. It doesn't matter what Al Heyman does and PBC does. Because 2023 was the best year in the sport of boxing. And let me say it like this. 2023 probably was the best year, maybe, arguably, historically in the sport of boxing. And guess who was the spearhead? PBC. Yeah, he gave us the fight that we all been asking for in Bud Crawford and Earl of Truspens. Yes, he did. He also advised Stephen Fulton. Yeah. So he gave it a go for Stephen Fulton. Oh, yeah, yes, he might not. It wasn't a PBC event, but you know what? It was a little bit of Al Heyman ingredients in there and stuff like that. What about, a lot of people talk about inactivity. Tim Tszyu fought 3 times a year. Yeah. Versus Tony Harrison, versus Carlos Ocampo, and versus Brian Mendoza. Yeah. It was a good event. A lot of people have been questioning, damn, Demetrius Andre, why don't you fight somebody? Come on, your whole career you ain't fight nobody. Guess what? Demetrius Andre fought David Benavidez. Then Canelo Alvarez said, come on, guys, do something. Stop watching me. How about you fight? How about you enhance your resume? David Benavidez did just that. For Kalen Plant and Demetrius Boo-Boo Andre. Huh? And he gave us the most lucrative fight in the sport of boxing that actually captivated the imagination, the emotions of the boxing fans, right? Gervonta Tank Davis versus Ryan Garcia. Yeah, the most lucrative fight in the sport of boxing. And look, a lot of other promoters did their thing. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Eddie Hearn. You know what I'm saying? With the Regis Pro Grace and Regis Pro Grace versus Devin Haney. Shout out to Bob Arum, Teofimo Lopez versus Josh Taylor. And also, got to give credit against Eddie Hearn with the Katie Taylor versus Chantel Cameron. Got to give credit also to the Excellency, right? The Days of Reckoning, right? Boxing was great. But Showtime and PBC, shout out to TGB Tom Brown, Steven Espinoza, they did their thing. And shout out to Gold Board Promotions as well. Gold Board Promotions. You know what I'm saying? They're leading the way into 2024. And PBC is going to match them as well. So the momentum of 2023 is in 2024, this year. And it's been a good year so far. And this week we do got John Ryder versus Jaime Munguia. I believe that Jaime Munguia, if he knocks John Ryder out, he probably gonna get the Canelo Alvarez sweepstakes. Canelo Alvarez and Jamel Charlo did fight. Canelo Alvarez just signed with PBC. Good signing. There is really nothing to complain in the sport of boxing. If you don't have the money to support, then watch male volleyball. You know what I'm saying? Catch the highlights after the fight It's nothing to devalue this event. There's nothing to devalue this matchup. And put it this way, I'm a key full-time Thurman fan, and everybody knows that on my channel. You know what I'm saying? Everybody that been following me since day one know that I'm a key full-time Thurman fan. But if you're frustrated with key full-time Thurman, because I've been frustrated, you know what I'm saying? Like, damn, man, he's becoming the Steve Francis of boxing. How about if you're frustrated with Keith Full-Time Thurman, then how about you give credit to Tim Tszyu? Because Tim Tszyu going to be fighting, what, 4 times in the span of 13 months, something like that? That's cool. You know what I'm saying? He's been active. Like, the boxing fans been wanting fighters to get it. He's one of the phenoms in the junior middleweight division. So he could put a Keith Thurman on his resume, right? And then you got Pitbull Cruz versus Romero. You know what I'm saying? That's an entertaining fight. In a co-main event. Pay-per-view. The good thing about now what Al Haymon was doing, because of course you could give credit and critique a lot of promoters, right? Of course, there was certain pay-per-view events that didn't just, Thurman versus Barrios. You know what I'm saying? I can understand the frustration. But now what Al Haymon is actually doing, he's going back to how he started when he was working with Golden Boy Promotions, right? He's packing the pay-per-view events. Just like we saw Demetrius Andre versus David Benavidez. And who else we saw? We saw Subriel Matias. We saw Jamal Charlo versus Jose Benavidez. We see Michel Rivera. We saw good names. He's doing the same thing. Remember when Golden Boy Promotions, we had Floyd Mayweather versus Miguel Cotto, and in the co-main event we had Canelo Alvarez versus Shane Mosley. This is what he is doing. This is how he started, and then after that it became free TV, right? Of course, we wish that boxing could be in free TV. At the end of the day, it is what it is. There's other boxing entities that we do get for free, like Super Bowl week. We got Teofimo Lopez versus Jermaine Ortiz, right? We can't get everything we want, but the way that boxing is moving right now, I think that it's sustaining the eyeballs in the sport of boxing, and I believe that every promoter is actually sustaining the momentum, in which I believe that boxing needed that type of momentum, right? We needed. I think the primary issue in the sport of boxing was inactivity with the high invested fighters, right? The fighters that we recognize, like Bud Crawford. Bud Crawford's inactive. If he is in a lot of people's list, pound for pound number 1, right? And he hasn't fought since Earl Spence. He should have fought in December, right? So I understand, but there's other fighters. Joseph Parker fought 4 times last year and about to fight again versus the Big Bang. Everybody is playing their part. I don't understand the frustration of certain boxing fans, but I do understand this. I understand in this community, the YouTube boxing community, I understand some of these people here. Some of these channels have high traffic, high followers and subscribers. The thing is that some of these guys don't give a damn about the sport of boxing. They only give a damn about hustling you. They finding a market. They know that there is a market of PBC haters, a community of PBC haters, and they're going to talk down and devalue fights on PBC just because it creates traffic, it creates views, they get the super chats, they get the super things, they get donations and stuff like that. And that's what certain boxing content creators and independent media is doing in these social medias. It's not really about boxing. It's just about, marketing 101. A target audience. You got channels that hate Canelo Alvarez, so then there's other channels that there's other people that create a channel to hate on Canelo Alvarez. There's channels that love Canelo Alvarez and base their channels on loving Canelo Alvarez, and then there's the other channels that's gonna debunk them as created to hate Canelo Alvarez, and there's another audience that hate Canelo Alvarez. You understand what I'm trying to say? There's channels that support PBC, and then there's other channels that are gonna be created to hate PBC. There's an audience for that. People are just going with the target audience instead of talking boxing. And this is what I do here. I give credit to Bob Averman, Top Rank. I give credit to Eddie Hearn and Matchroom Boxing. I give credit to Al Haymon and PBC. I give credit to Turkey. I give credit to Oscar De La Hoya, Golden Boy Promotions, because I'm here to preserve the sport of boxing. The more fans is out there that is trying to devalue these fights, devalue this promotional company, because in the end of the day, I understand in this community also why certain people don't like Al Haymon for whatever reason of PBC. Every promoter does got their pros and cons. Not everybody is perfect, but as you can see, boxing is very, very good right now and very lucrative. And shout out to Jake Paul, because he's coming to the sport of boxing and doing very, very good. Shout out to Amanda Serrano. Is that in this community, in the YTBC, I understand there was a community that liked PBC and respected PBC, and that was pumping Al Haymon, right? And some of these some of these channels, their reputation was that there was race baiting and things of that nature. So people started hating Al Heyman and PBC, not because they hate Al Heyman and PBC, it's because they hate those channels, right? Like I'm gonna give you an example, right? Red Sox versus the Yankees, right? There's Yankee fans that be like, oh, and Red Sox vice versa, that be like, I don't hate the Yankees, I just hate their fans. Right? You don't hate Earl Spence. You hate the channels that hate Earl Spence. You don't really hate Canelo Alvarez. You hate the channels that pump Canelo. You don't hate Manny Pacquiao. You hate the channels that pump Manny Pacquiao. You understand what I'm trying to say? So how can you hate PBC for this? How can you hate Top Rank for putting Josh Taylor and Teofimo Lopez? How can you hate Eddie Hearn for, doing right by women boxing, right? How can you hate Turkey for coming into the sport of boxing and putting the days of reckoning, right? And putting the undisputed heavyweight matchup that we haven't seen in almost in a quarter of a century, right? Everybody is playing their part. Now everybody's gonna be perfect. We're boxing fans, right? The hardcore boxing fans, in my opinion, you know what I'm saying? It's maybe failing boxers, not the casuals. We're being grumpy old men. We're being like bitter baby mamas, always complaining. Yo, boxing is good right now, folks. Let's preserve the sport of boxing. Let's preserve the modern day warriors, modern day gladiators, the one that put their life on the line for pure entertainment. Some fighters are just greater than others. It's always going to be like that. Some fighters are just better than others. You can't depend on certain fighters to do what this other fighter is doing. If you don't like what Gervonta Tank Davis is doing, hey, I would love Gervonta Tank Davis to pack his resume and to challenge himself. But guess what? He's really not. But guess who so I'm not gonna just be stressing Gervonta Tank Davis. I'm gonna praise guys like Teofimo Lopez more, Shakur Stevenson more, Bam Rodriguez more of this young generation, David Benavidez, Devin Haney. You know what I'm saying? So let's put let's preserve them more, right? Instead of complaining. If you don't want to buy the pay-per-view, then stick to another entity that is free. But let me tell you like this, everybody is paying. The Zone, look, I remember there was no fights on the Zone on the January, and guess what? $20 still came on my account, but I'm not complaining. You know what I'm saying? Top Rank. I pay the subscription for ESPN. I pay for the subscription for ESPN. I pay for the pay-per-views. I pay. It is what it is. You know what I'm saying? If you want to play, you got to pay, right? Hey, sometimes when I go to the club, I want a bottle of water, I got to pay $5 for that bottle of water. Then in the deli, I pay $1, right? But I'm in the bar. I'm not going to create a chaos. I'm not going to complain to the bartender and be like, well, across the street in the deli. You know what I'm saying? A water bottle is $1. Why are you charging me $5? Guys, come on, man. Come on. Shout out to PBC, Al Heyman. Shout out to Amazon Prime. It's going to be a wonderful March 30th. It's going to be a wonderful shout out to Golden Boy Promotions. It's going to be a wonderful January 27th. Shout out to Top Rank. It's going to be a wonderful Super Bowl week. February 8th for Teofimo Lopez versus Jermaine Ortiz. Guys. And Mr. Excellency, there's in March, there's going to be also the undisputed Tyson Fury versus Alexander Usyk. And in that co-main, we're going to have Parker versus the Big Bang. What are we complaining about, guys? Everybody is playing their part. Subscribers, followers, listen to me. Analyze those channels that you subscribe or follow. Analyze them. They're not in it for boxing. They're in it to hustle you. Create this emotional hate towards somebody that you shouldn't even be hating. Boxing is wonderful right now. And if you see any boxing content creator crying like a little bitch about prices or this guy's not fighting this guy, they're in it to hustle. They're not in it for boxing. They're just understanding the market. And that's what it is. Over here, Punch Run Boxing, become a member. Subscribe to the channel to Real Boxing. If you don't want to hear real boxing, you can go to the Crackhead in Chicago. You know what I'm saying? Hey, you know what I'm saying? People like to watch the crackheads and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? I get it. Think about it. In hip hop, people like to watch Blueface and that and the dummy chick, right? They create views and stuff like that, right? How about this? How about this YouTube channel? The underbelly soft white soft something like that, right? It's just a channel that like sees a lot of heroin addicts and pimps and drug addicts and crackheads and stuff like that, and it creates a lot of views. You know what I'm saying? So trust me, even trolls could create channels and could pop off. You know what I'm saying? Crackhead sells too. But if you want real boxing, you're in the right place. And if you don't like what's being said, hey, I don't got no ego. I'm here to be educated as well. Leave a comment, say, yo, Punch, man, why you saying this? Then we have a dialogue when I go live. This is your channel just as much as mine. And shout out to all the supporters. Shout out to the people that contribute to the channel. Shout out to everybody that smashed the like button. God first, everything second. Fight plus survive equals true champions. The most beautiful thing in the world is that we have different cultures, man. But we're all sons and daughters of the Most High. We're one race. The beautiful race. You know what I'm saying? So subscribe to the channel, smash the like button. Shout out to all the promoters that's doing their thing. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes we're not going to be happy with certain fights. We understand that these fighters have a career. They're just not going to give us anything we want when we ask it. But this is something that right now I believe the boxing is actually moving forward. It's not on a standstill. And I think they're captivating the imagination and the emotions of the boxing fans. One man got to win, other man got to lose. Maybe a draw. Look at the beautiful thing that we saw with Barroso. I bet he was written off, right? I bet there was a lot of people say that he should retire. He's never going to get an opportunity. And look, fans, stop writing. Stop shrinking our sport. Stop saying that this fight is not good because he's going to get knocked out. You don't know that. We don't know that. I thought that Mike Tyson was going to beat the ish out of Buster Douglas. Guess what? Many of us was wrong. All right? Let's know that this is boxing and anything could happen. Anything could happen. All right? Love you. God bless. And on to the next.